Thanks for joining me. My dupes have just arrived at the border of Villista. So let's look inside the rock. It has not been a nice journey, let me tell you. Reason for that is scientist and miner both have radiation poisoning. Miner started the journey with minor radiation poisoning. Now they're at major radiation poisoning. So what does that mean? Athletics, they're slower, stamina 50%, bathroom use speed is down, plus they're puking everywhere. That's why they're mopping that up. It is the morning for them, they have woken up, so it is a good time to do what I'm about to do, which is a deployment of the Trailblazer. So that's going to be minor. You're probably happy to get out of this rocket, I'm sure. Let's put you right there, close to the door. We'll go back here. I'm going to indicate that I want the rocket platform built at the highest priority, because with that, scientists will be able to join you. So there is the Trailblazer. Miner will be getting out. Quite comically. So that, they decided they didn't want to cut that. That's fine. And they're going to build this. Good job. That's exactly what I want you to do. Well, I did set it to higher priority. And in the moment, okay, you can go in and get some, catch your breath. That's fine. Completely understandable. Do you have a way to produce more oxygen? You do. But let's worry about getting scientists down first. Nearly there. Okay, a platform now exists on the oily asteroid. This is exciting. Very excited with this episode. So let's change the location. I can actually land on this asteroid, which is really good because there's a lot of very useful resources. This isn't just a random asteroid to visit just because there's a lot of good stuff here. Okay. So scientist is now here, radiation vomiting. They're not doing well. So 10,000 calories still of food. Is there any chance? So the two things I always look at is basically food, oxygen, food, oxygen. How are we doing with the two things of that? I'm wondering if I should build a fridge as a priority. Because I've got 10,000 calories of barbecue meat. Of course, that's only like 2.5 cycles worth of food. Because they're ravenous. I chose to do this in hard mode. So dupes are eating more than usual. I think I need a fridge anyways. So why let's just do it. Let's put it in the fridge. Refrigerator is going to go in here. Power doesn't meet there, but it only needs to go over one more tile. Let's make that the priority. Sweep up those 2 tiles. And then oxygen diffuser. There's enough oxygen for the moment, but it would definitely be beneficial to have. Okay, so let's put barbecue meat in there. Do that at high priority. That's not going to run unless someone goes on manual generator, though. Check out the priorities for these two dupes. Anytime the dupes are kind of by themselves, you want to avoid, you want to kind of neutralize their skills. Oops. So they kind of do the default priority of things. Okay, so barbecue meat is in the fridge. That temperature is going to start to go down. It's getting stale, but it'll reduce the speed at which it goes down. So actually, you know what? We'll put all edible things go in there. Okay, so speaking of food, mealwood seeds. I brought some with me. That was definitely a smart thing. Let's plant that. I don't know if I need this much. I need about 10 per dupe. Can't cancel that right away. Cancel, copy settings. There we go. So we'll grow. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I'll use the tool here. 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Exactly 20. That makes me nervous. I don't... Okay, I thought there was... Oh, you're making a mess. This is a pump that's going to feed the washroom, too. It's not nice to puke in that. But, what can you do? Yeah, no, let's... trying to decide if I go for an even 20. I just think some... Well, let's start with that. I'll probably end up expanding. The tiles are... Or farming tiles are there if they're needed. So right now the dupes have 2 rooms, a mess hall, and a barracks. They're going to have a washroom soon enough. So yeah, I'll let them get settled. And we'll be back to see what the space looks like with a full farm and a washroom. Been getting the dupes to build this giant ladder to nowhere. So this is where I'm going to be building some of my solar panels long term. Now, as the dupes climb up this, because I'm going to get them to construct stuff over here, they're going to be exposed to radiation poisoning, hence why I'm going to build some tiles here. Let's see, 4 tiles worth. Build this to the side so they have access to build all those 4 tiles. Let's go check on the dupes here. They have started to plant some of the plants. I can see radiation poisoning is causing them to be sick over the last little bit. 17,000 calories. Food is in the fridge. It's in deep freezer, so that means it's only losing 5% a cycle, which is good. They have... Has this been upgraded to a great hall? I don't think it's big enough for a great hall. Room size 22. That needs to be 32. Oh no, didn't want you to do that. Miner, I need you to have better digging skills. Super hard digging. So now you can dig through this. Oh, that is obsidian. Oh no, you will actually need super duper hard digging. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you can work on that. That's going to expand morale. Speaking of morale, now if I was planning on digging into this, and I think I need to get 4 wild plants essentially. There's 1 there. There's 2 there. I could make a park, but I mean, no. I want a actual nature reserve. If I dig in this direction, it may encourage the chlorine. It's different pressure on the other side. Pressure on this side is higher. It may encourage the chlorine to kind of stay down. I just don't want the chlorine to go up into my base. So let's see. We'll do it this way. Just encouraging that chlorine to stay out of my base because I already have quite a bit. I do have a pump anyways. But I want to be careful not to pump it out too low because right now the fridge is actually utilizing the fact that there's carbon dioxide and chlorine in the area, though it is building up in the washroom. So dupes are having to hold their breath when they use the washroom. Just realized on this asteroid I was draining this thing over here. Oh, and polluted water is just about to make its way in. Oh my goodness, that's perfect timing. Let's stop the flow of that. There is some food poisoning. Let's check that if any food poisoning has gotten in here. Did I make that in time? No, I did not. But, yeah. It is gonna slowly kill off. Do I reload? I have to reload to the beginning of the cycle. Let's just live with it. I definitely need to aim to automate that process. I have the metals for it. But my priority on this base is to work on solar panels, have more power use, because I want to make a polluted water oxygen system. And that is good, except for the fact that it requires 2 air pumps, gas pumps, which needs more power. And I've noticed my power start to go down. So my power is pretty much defined by hydrogen. These gas reservoirs, these 5, were filled up with them. I'm actually going to go back to consuming cobalt in this, giving an extra bit of power. It's as now, if that were the case, it would be as if there were 3 hydrogen generators than the 2. Once this gets rolling again, maybe we'll make a little bit of that consumes power. I'll do that later. I think I've got enough cobalt. I'll connect this pump up, and then I'll go back check on the other dupes. So operator, I'm so sorry. I did not plan that well. You were unable to get back down. It's going to be a bit of a fall, but it's better to give you oxygen right away. So the point of this was to make it so that when the dupes go up and down, they've got radiation poisoning. Or protection. Whoops. So now what I want to do is start the process of building across here. And I want to be a little bit careful about how I do this. So ultimately I want solar panels to be up like this. So I'll just make the ladders go over, oops, like this, going across. I'll see how far I can make it comfortably. Probably at some point I'll need a tiny room like this. Probably should use the gas mask, but I'm kind of enjoying a different sort of style where I'm building these little rooms, saving my metal. Oh, this isn't working, is it? Basically, if you send the dupes too far away, where they have to hold their breath too long, they're going to get to where are going. And I think it may have been okay in this case, but... Or they're trying a second round. Oh, and they've got radiation poisoning. Well, it doesn't matter if you puke outside, I guess. Yeah, okay. It's clear to me I'm going to need a little room up here. Or... Is it finally time to go for the gas mask? I think it is. I've got... Yeah, it's just too painful. It'll be too inefficient doing things this way. Let's cobalt ore. Let's do it. 8 of those, and we'll start using gas masks out in space. While I'm on this asteroid, might as well rummage and inspect various things. Rummage, inspect. Now, if you have any vests that are cool, might as well put them on. I don't need a warm sweater. This is a warm place, but someone can use this. I'm going to give this to Miner. Probably more likely to be stressed. Now, these dupes are looking for something to do, which is really good news. I've got all kinds of priorities or ideas. I just got to figure out what the priority is. I'll go and think about that, and I'll come back and get started on something. Because I think our base is basically set up. We have a nature reserve. We have a great hall, a barracks, and a washroom. I'm going to make sure, scientists and miner. Well, it's fine if they have the break at the same time, I guess. Yeah, I'll go think about the priorities, and I'll be back. Oh, just got this little piece of sick that needs to be mopped up. Decided the first priority is power. Hate seeing dupes on manual generator. It's going to make them a little bit more efficient. So we'll do that. Just also expanding this here because I want to get a fire pole in here. So essentially adding a bit of efficiencies to the base. So let's start with that. Power first. Then fire poles. Next is going to be stress reduction. I've got a buddy seed. So I want to plant that somewhere around here. I also have carpeting or reed fiber, so I can create some carpets to reduce stress. Because I imagine these do. Scientist, already, you just got here 44% stress, really? You know what? Maybe that will actually be higher priority. Come to think of it, as to do for both of them. Because once they start to get stressed out, it takes a lot to get them down because I don't have a massage table or power production for the massage table. So let's get these created. That's next priority. Miner's quite happy though. They're singing. They're having a good old time. I don't know what song they're doing, but they seem happy. So I'm gonna do some destruction here. Do we have the solar panel? Oh, we do. Solar panels now exist. I see. There must be some bleach stone. Could put bleach stone down here. Or this water's going to be empty at some point anyways. Might make more sense in reality. Go over here, because I want to go over here anyways to plug up this. So I don't want this leaking. Probably already created quite a bit of heat. 60 degrees at the moment. Is it active? It's dormant. Okay, let's take advantage, dupes, of the fact that this thing's dormant. We can go in there now, build a wall around it, and I can actually build a pump in here to use water. Not that I kind of need it. I've got tons and tons of water. Oh, they rebuilt the Trailblazer. Didn't really need them to do that well. Idle, you're looking for things to do. Can no one get to that spot? Maybe you need a ladder? It's fine. Oh no, you can make it. So I'll just continue making this area available for a fire pole. And once I'm going to put a place to store bleach stone. I'll get rid of this in time. And that's the first task I've chosen. Whoa. This is the first task I've chosen to do in this asteroid. Let's get the buddy seed. It's gonna be up that priority. I mentioned I'd do that, right? Somewhere central-ish, kind of in the base. Every morning they're gonna have to go through here. So let's get this built. How are we doing for calories? We're doing okay, given the fact that mealwood's growing. I'm gonna start growing a little bit more. I'd rather have a little too much food than not enough. This is a bug I wish would be fixed. The buddy plant can't be planted because the seed is in the rocket. So I explicitly have to make a bin, put it in that, get it out of the rocket, store it somewhere in here, and then I can load it. But really, it's in this world. I wish I could just hit plant. The other thing that I wish they have done instead with the rockets, maybe it requires the rockets to be a little bit bigger. But instead of having, you click on the rocket, hit view interior, and then you kind of see this a little bit, it'd be really cool if instead, whoa. What noise was that? I don't know if you could hear. Someone was just crying and sick. But what I wish you could do is, you see this view here? I wish this was available within here and you could actually see the tiles. Obviously, it would be, rocket would be a little bit bigger, but you could actually see, so I could actually see miner and scientists or whoever while they're in there. I think that would have been really cool if they had done that instead, but alright, that's fine. Buddy seed. This now, what I have to do is put the buddy seed in here. Put that as high priority. Wait for one of the dupes to address. Oh, they're not happy. Oh, that's just because they haven't put any dirt in there. That's fine. See some dirt in the area. So that's a high priority task, so I'm expecting one of you dupes to go in there. Looks like, yeah, it's a buddy seed you've got in your hand there, bud. Excellent work. Miners, you know what? I'm gonna play with them. Oh no, they'll drop it down there. Let's not be mean. So yeah, that is gonna go out. I can now finally plant it, and I'll destroy this, and I can see that one of them was sick in the night, so they can clean that up. A bit of stress, so let's up this. This is going to give them a 5% bonus to stress or stress reduction. Let's have a quick look at that. Oh, I guess it's not immediate. Oh, okay, so they walked by, they smelt the flowers, and they get the 5% stress reduction each cycle. Now they're going after some food production. I'm really hoping. Let's go a little bit further with this. Let's put it where they eat. Let's put it where they use the washroom. And hopefully I will not need a massage table. Oh, gross. I shouldn't have built the pump right there. Hopefully they'll clean that up before. Of course, they're going to get sopping wet if they go down. Oh, this is just terrible. But maybe all this stress reduction will be okay. So yeah, they're taking the break at the same time. Let's not have that situation, because now I'd really like one of them to mop this up, and none of them are available. And if I saw some polluted water get in here, it would be quite annoying. Alright, I'll change the schedule in the morning. I'll be back in a bit. You can see my smooth hatch has been born. Let's find that over here. Smooth hatchling. Have that dropped off at high priority. This is already filled up for them. Let's double check this. Yeah. Sponge, sponge. Stone. Where was smooth? Sponge. Sponge. Smooth. There it is. Smooth. Yeah. Alright, so Rancher is wrangling that. Right? Yeah, okay. Now they're looking for something to do. I have gas mass available now. I can continue on building in this area. Still have to worry about radiation sickness, but at least they can breathe while they're over here, so they don't have to go back and forth for oxygen. So that helps a little bit. Inside this space I see some carpeting tiles. That's good. We're still working on some fire poles. 2 solar panels. It's partially blocked. We'll fix that in time. Also built these tiles here to add a little bit of radiation protection when the dupes are going up and down over there. So it's mostly safe at this location. I think we can do a little bit better than that. Though I'm worried about, maybe I should have built that solar panel a little bit higher. Let's put in some of these tiles. I think these tiles will be better. So if I build a tile right here, I don't want them to have to crawl up the fire pole to make that happen. And I don't think that's I can't build there. If I build like that, I think this is a case where I should just raise the solar panel. Because what I don't want to have happen is them exposed to mostly safe when they go up and down this ladder. That should be a little bit safer, because they have experienced way too much radiation sickness. Would like to take that down if I can. Finally dug out this area. I want to seal this thing off. It is going to produce way too much heat long term, even medium term really. Even had effect a little bit in this area. Thank goodness it's not too close to my base. But nice thing is it has produced some water over here, which I can use for my cooling base system. I can use the water in my rocket for an electrolyzer, which I'm going to install pretty soon. So we get that installed. Also extending this a little bit more. It's mostly safe. I want to do a little bit better. Just give a bit more protection. I'm just realizing I had built. So we'll do that on a light view. Kind of taking away part of the power of the solar panels, but that'll be alright. I'll have more solar panels in time. Some of these Draco creatures, I want to have them wrangled, or at least their seeds brought on board. Don't need to worry about that right now. But before this rocket goes back, it's one of the things that I'll have. So I had a checklist in the last episode of all the things that I wanted to take with me. Actually, I just realized I should destroy this, because the dupes are going to go back and forth to the rocket quite often to get some of the resources I was just talking about. But in the last episode, I've loaded this rocket up with all kinds of goodies. And I won't go over that because that was like last episode's thing. But when I leave, and that's not going to be this episode, but when I leave a future episode, I'll want to have another checklist of all the things I really need to take back with me. One of which is iron ore and these little critters as well. So let's get our fire pole create. Oh no, hold on. Seal this off first. Do the fire pole, and then I think the electrolyzer and the hydrogen pump that's going to go with it, because the electrolyzer obviously is going to produce hydrogen, which is nice because that's a power source. But it's not nice if it builds up in your base because it's not breathable. I don't know if I just have come up with a horrendously terrible idea or a great idea. So, I'm going to make a save. I'm going to call this Empty Rocket. Empty Rocket. Because what I want to do is empty the rocket of all the material that I just alluded to, was talking about. One easy way to do that is just to destroy the entire rocket, and all the contents are going to fall down. Of course, that means the dupes will have to rebuild the rocket and all the insides to it. And this is a small rocket, and it shouldn't really take too long. I think it'd be actually more efficient and beneficial to actually destroy the rocket, have all the stuff land here, make it have easy access for the dupes. And I'll just worry about rebuilding a new rocket in the future. Check on the dupes over here. They are going to be making some solar panels far over as possible. If that was the farthest over spot or what they had to think it is. Oh, wait. Just to make sure, but when I get this ladder system a little bit further over. So all that material that was in the rocket, the brine, 6 tons of it, water, I think it was 40 plus tons, all sitting right here. A little bit easier for the dupes to get access to. That's the reason I did that. Let's build a little tiny ladder. It's taking them a little bit of time to make this fire pole. There we go. There we go. They heard me. Get this created because I like to have an electrolyzer created, dupes. Also need a place to store bleach stone. So we'll do that over here. So one thing I haven't invested in is a compost. So let's put that in. Not really a high priority thing, but figure it might as well. Alright, so that'll go right there. Tubes continue making progress here. Yeah, it's a lot, well, maybe not a lot. It's a little bit easier for them to pick it up there. I can't see why that was a bad idea. At this point, cobalt ore. It's saying that it doesn't have enough. That I feel like that's not true at all. There's 22 tons of it. As long as they're filling it out, I guess it doesn't matter. I could restart my game if I really cared. But I think the game's just confused. Ever since I destroyed that rocket, maybe it's a little bit confusing. Wouldn't be a bad thing to restart. Right here it's 7.28. Let's add one more layer and I think I'll be done with the protection from radiation. So yeah, this emptying the stuff out of the rocket did cause a bit of confusion. I want to make a gold amalgam pump right here, and it's like, you don't have any gold amalgam. And I'm like, yeah, I can see it right there in game. So let me save my game. I'll go back and reload. So I've restarted the game. And liquid pump gold amalgam. What temperature is that? 70 degrees, really? Because this isn't going to be, well, it is going to be producing a little bit more in this area. That may warm things up. Just to be safe, I'll make this out of gold amalgam. create a pipe going up here. Power. This is for loading in my cooling system with water later, but I want to build this before I flood the sand. I just want to have a place I can put bleach stone. The only reason I'm doing this right now. The fire pole is nearly complete. Now I have to be careful with the electrolyzer. Oh, I also have to be careful with the fact that I don't have a nature reserve anymore, just because I don't have that tile missing. Let's get that in there. But I won't want to put the electrolyzer in this area. I wanted to put it right there, and I realized that's a bad idea because you don't want to put it in a nature reserve because it would destroy the fact that it's a nature reserve anymore. Because you can't have machinery in a nature reserve. So let's do this at high priority. I think I'm going to put the electrolyzer right here. And just open up this area. Get rid of the bleach stone as soon as this bin is covered with water. Little discovery here. I found the critter flexomatic. I have to have a think about whether this is actually going to be significant for me, but it's there. Make any progress here? We're getting very close to the edge. I think we can start on the solar panels now. So solar panels everywhere is across the base. Now, whoops. That is going to need a heavy watt wire. Got lots of cobalt for that. And building this way up here because I have plans for this empty area and the further point in the game. This is where I'm going to store consumable bleach stone. High priority, think of that. Priority 7. As soon as this is created, we can start to fill this with water. And you just need to take your breath and run away. Don't dig. No, don't bother digging. That was miners better digger anyway. Oh, they're sleeping. Oh, okay, I guess it'll be back. I'll be back. Scientists decided to come back, dig a single tile, and they're... I shouldn't even press to record. I'm sorry. I now have this bin available for storing bleach stone, which means I can knock all this bleach stone out. And I could put in an electrolyzer right at this location. Isn't that good news? So I don't need to burn algae anymore. Not that I was short or anything, but I want to save all the algae I can for space missions instead. So that's going to be, whoops, carbon skimmer. It's going to need some power provided to it. It'll need a source of water. And I've got some of that right here. Fix this tile here, higher priority. All right, so that's going to provide a source, a different source for oxygen. One thing I'll want to do now is build a gas pump for hydrogen. And that's going to give me the opportunity, going to be very careful not to take use of this area. What I might do actually, because I might want to build some stuff. I kind of have that feeling it's going to happen, whether I intend to or not. I'll increase the size of this. Change the door here. And this is just going to allow me to build stuff in this area. Machinery, anyway. Okay, so that's a door going here. Mesh tile to both sides. And then I'll be able to create hydrogen generator, for instance, over here. Some ladders are more important than others. The dupes are having to get completely wet every time they want to go to the fridge. So if I build this ladder right here, they can actually access the fridge from here. So that is going to save a little bit of the stress in their lives. They can go on building this amazing base on this oily asteroid. So reshaped my nature reserve. Oh no, I have not. I almost reshaped my nature reserve once this little door is created. Now I have a pump here that's going to be pushing hydrogen when it builds up enough. And I've got a little switch I'm going to put in so I can control when it operates, not have it run all the time. Actually, let's make a priority building this automation wire so it disables that pump because there is no hydrogen right now. I don't want to push oxygen into a hydrogen generator. We've got a smart battery next to it that's going to tell it when to operate. Basically, any bit of a missing power means it should be on, so I'll make that 99%. Eventually, I will put my what is it called? Manual generator right here. And my idea is I'm going to put a transformer over here, and that's going to go be my lower form of power. So the rest of the base from this point is just going to be regular wires. But this part of the base, including solar panels and cooling system, which is going to require an aqua tuner, that is going to be a heavy watt wires. But right now the two systems are actually connected, but that won't be the case for too long. Speaking of power, I've never rebuilt my second solar panel. Let's do that. Just going to save some dupes time on the manual generator a little bit. Never save this, well, actually, you know what, if I just dig like this, when the solar panel is available, they'll be able to get that bleach stone. Okay, check to make sure that this is, in fact, a nature reserve. It is, good. Okay, I'm going to go reload. I realize oxygen, not the biggest issue, but oxygen was going in here. I put the automation wire, which made it false, but I forgot the fact that the button would ultimately make it true. Anyway, I'll reload and come back. One thing I wish you could do in this game is put settings on things even before it's constructed. So for that button, for instance, it'd be nice to say I want a button created or a switch created here, but I could actually set it to the default. Same thing with a smart battery and everything else. Anyway, minor thing, but it'd be nice to have that. Just rebuild some of the things that I didn't have when I was here the first time. And if I do this, yeah, they'll have to create that ladder first. Go over like that, okay. Now over here, I may have extended the amount of metal ore I have a little bit, building these solar panels so high. Let's see if I bring this down. Oh, 8 tons. It still needs to go up. $6 tons. Yeah. Well, it's enough. The reason I had two choices. I could have either built them down here, and most of my playthroughs I'm kind of safe, and I do that in the beginning and I relocate them. I just kind of thought, if I'm going to relocate my solar panels later on, why not just build them higher up now? Who's vomiting? Operator. Worried about this becoming polluted or infected with disease, but fortunately it's like around 0 degrees. I wish it was a little bit cooler. Still cool enough for those guys. Over here they're fine, but it is warming up a little bit down here. Still negative temperatures, but just minus 60 on that side. Okay, so I want to have that switch to be false. Now I can enable this. Now I don't have to worry about the dupes getting to this pump anytime I want to turn it off. So if hydrogen is sort of getting close to the end, I can turn it off right away. So that is a bit of good, that's some good news. So electrolyzer now exists. Water's going into it. Oh, and the first pieces of hydrogen and oxygen is going out of it. We can now destroy this. We won't rely on the oxygen diffuser anymore for this base. And I have to decide where I want to put the other one. I think I'll put another one right here. Which means the water pipe will have to go up here as well. That'll sort of just allow more distribution of oxygen across the base. So we're looking pretty good right now, oxygen-wise. So once this is in there, oh, this needs have some wiring attached to it. So once this is in there, then I have to stop for a moment and think about what my priorities might be. I think I already know what that is, actually. The fact that carbon dioxide is building up. Let's have that sent. I already had the robot build this. All I need to do at this point is actually just make a path up to here. And it's going to build this. Now, the rocket itself doesn't exist. I might as well build that now. That way, if there's any sort of rush to get out of here, at least the rocket itself will be created. Just thinking to myself, I will eventually want to dig into this area because I want to have a path into here with atmo suits and temperature protection. But I don't want all this chlorine to leak down to my base. I already have a pump as it is. I mean, I could just do that and pump it out, but why not? Hold on, maybe that's not a good idea to do that exactly like that, but I'll build a ladder down anyways. And I'll dig this area out and allow all the gases to escape, making it very thin, then I'll seal it back up. And then when I open it up, the oxygen can push into this almost empty area rather than have to worry about chlorine choking my dupes. A little bit of metal ore I can get back from the robot. So I think I'd like to have automation button on this one as well, so I can turn this off and on quick. So I don't want to get too low because I actually like the fact that I've got some chlorine and carbon dioxide next to the fridge, but I also want to turn it off or turn it on when it's building up now. Okay, I might actually need to get the dupes. Oh, they're in. Yeah, see, this is why I want to have a button there, because I'm just pushing oxygen out of my base. Like a fool. There we go. This hatch. Are you okay, buddy? 18 year. Okay, yeah, you were just frozen for a second. Never mind. So I see you on the manual generator. And we have 2 solar panels. I think it's time to add more solar panels. So let's do that now. Actually, just build up from there instead, so they can walk across the solar panel. We'll build this there's a good spot. Build it right there. Make this out of heavy watt wire. And when this is created, I will expand and keep building these until I'm satisfied. I'll have to be careful to not build too many until I've got the transformer in existence. So you have to recreate this little section. That's all right. I have a sand shortage. Filtration medium is needed. So I'm going to aim to dig some of this out. Still lots in the world. Actually, if I just dig it out here, it's another easy access to lots of sand. So the dupes are doing pretty good. Stress is 0. 13,000 calories. Oxygen is looking very strong. They've got a power basis, power generation going on. Solar panels that are going to be going online. I'll start process expanding upon that now. And I'll show you when what my plan is for the cooling system. Originally, I was going to put the cooling system close to the rocket just to make it easy to build. Okay. To be a little bit careful not to ask the dupes to go in spots that are too far away without masks. Maybe I'll cancel this build. And if I go any further, which I plan to, I'll put some solar panels. I'll put some gas masks out there. So speaking of which, if I'm going to need that, I'll need a crafting station. Put this right here, that'll need some power. And just like the other base, I'll have some gas masks outside after this section is built. While I had a shortage of sand, I could see that polluted oxygen kind of crept up past here. So that's why I'm putting all these deodorizers in. So I had a conversation with the dupes. By that I mean I was just thinking to myself about, do I put in gas masks or not? And I decided, we decided that, it is a good idea. But we compromised. Normally I put kind of gas masks at this point, but I'm going to put them right here, so they are going to have to hold their breath a little bit until they put them on, and after they put them, take them off. And that's just going to save just a tiny bit of time and wear in those things. What I see so far on the asteroid, or the home asteroid, about the usage of masks, I'm not terribly worried about it. The first one has worn out, so there's that, but I think we're okay. Now, if I'm going to do this, I need a source for oxygen. So maybe I'll put that. Usually around electrolyzer is a good spot, underneath it in particular. Oh, I don't know if I can put that in with the nature reserve. Maybe we'll put that right here next to this. I think they'll be good enough. I'll, of course, want to put a filter on it, and that's going to look for oxygen, so that gets pumped in. If it's oxygen, it's here. If it's not, it's probably hydrogen. So I'll just have it vent it right to the side. The other pipe that is going out, that is the carbon dioxide pipe. Feed that in there. Trouble speaking today. Gas bridge there. When those Drecos escaped, they're on the top of the asteroid. They don't need to breathe, so they're going to be completely fine. Just wait for the dupes to create all this. As well, I can order the fact that I have to decide what to make this out of. Between cobalt and iron ore. I can dig out more iron ore if I wanted to. Cobalt, I'm getting that. Yeah, let's switch to iron. So we're gonna make 3 iron ore masks, and anytime the masks wear out, automatically renew them. And we'll get that loaded there. I think after I install these solar panels, that's going to be it for tonight. So we'll end here or on this episode. But I'll give you a preview of what I plan to do in this next episode. I want to make a cooling-based system. I'm going to take advantage of these 5 abyssalites. Plus, I'll have another 5 made out of ceramic and eventually build 2 steam turbines in this location. And then that's essentially going to be my cooling system. I'm going to have a bunch of water underneath with an aqua tuner pipe going in and out for cooling. That's going to take the temperature of the overall base down. It's going to maintain the temperatures of the electrolyzer. And eventually, when I dig into this really hot area and I install an oil well, that will maintain its temperature as well. Notice this area is, now we're in the grams. So if I were to crack this, or if I were to seal this first, and then crack this open, the oxygen would push into this and it would be a tiny bit of chlorine, though I'd rather have it filtered out just a little bit more. Why not? So this rocket had to be rebuilt. First thing I should do is just leak some oxygen into it. So when I do some of the construction, they'll be able to breathe while they're doing that. Now I did notice that I have found several acorns. It takes so long to get acorns. But I have, I think, 4 more. And all this time, I think it's been more than 100 cycles since I've done anything with acorns. I've produced 4. Wow. Let's see here. Oh, that'd be the top one. Acorn. Come on now, game. Come on. Here it is. Acorn high priority. Drop that off here. Get the dupes to dig this area out. And get the pip to plant that somewhere along here, not too close to this tree. Or close to the grooming station. There it is. Acorn. Whoops. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Undo whatever I did there. Plug select sage. Empty this. And if one of you pips pick that up and plant it, it would be so nice. Oh, don't have any pips in there. I better wrangle more. Probably should aim to get more eggs. I'll do that now. And I'll check to make sure if... Okay, yep. These need to be filled. I'll do that now. So now I have a larger set of solar panels, even a path to this area. I am going to do some liquid cooling. That's going to do for this episode. I have a great living area for, it's full of puke. But in terms of morale bonuses, anyway, washroom, barracks, great hall. I have a nature reserve, so that's doing well. 2 electrolyzers, hydrogen generator, lots of water. We've got this body of water to pull on, plus many tons of water and brine and other materials. So I'm going to continue on the next episode. Probably next thing is the cooling base system. We'll take this temperature down. We'll start to dig into this oil area. This is going to be lots of fun dealing with the temperature of that, producing some more oil, and figuring out a way to get that back to the home world. In the home world, just notice I have some more acorns, so I'm going to plant those. And starting to work on solar panels to be raised a little bit higher, so dupes are way up there. Tapped into the gas masks and expanding the pip ranches or stables, so I can produce more meat. So when the other 2 dupes get back, they can get back to barbecue meat, because right now they're just eating mealwood. Well, thanks for watching. I will see you in a future episode where I continue on expanding an oily asteroid. Until then.